Now my students spelling curse words right in front of me like it doesn't matter. Like sometimes things happen so fast and I just don't know how to respond. Okay, let me tell you about it. So a few of my kids had won a prize, okay, right there to eat lunch with me. So they had paid tickets or whatever to eat lunch with me. And so there was 3 people eating with me, all right? And so we're sitting in lunch, and actually a lot of the times what I do is I like buy something for their lunch as well. So I make them go get a lunch. I order food in, so I'm like waiting for the KFC to come, right? So I'm like, I got KFC because there's not very much open at 10:30 or 10 o'clock. It gets here, we're sitting down to eat, we're having a good time, right? And all of a sudden, one of my kids started talking about how, like, one of their family members, like, encourages stealing, which is wild. And I was like, ooh, probably not a good thing. I'd had a friend who stole once, and she got arrested twice for it. Like, whoop, handcuffs, go sit in a cell, baby, because stop stealing stuff, right? And I was like, I can get you in a lot of trouble, so you got to be careful. And they were like, oh, no, not me. Like, that's just what they do. Like, I'm not trying to be a part of that. And I said, no, I got you. And then one of my other kids that were sitting with me, they were like, if you do that, you're going to hell. And then I didn't really flinch, right? Because she used it in the right tone, and she was legitimately using it for the purpose that she calls something heaven and hell, and that's what her beliefs are, and that's okay. And so I'm not going to correct that because that is the correct term for it, right? And so one of my other girls was like, oh, Ms. Rock, ain't that a curse word? And I was like, technically, when used in certain ways, yes. But I said, in the end, she used it, in a proper term. She believes in heaven and hell, and she used hell as the word as, because that's where you go if you do those things, in her opinion, right? And she was like, oh. And then out of nowhere, here, my kids can't just accept things and keep it moving. And she was like, well, I wonder what the worst curse word out there is. And the third girl who had said nothing to say about this entire conversation was like, ooh, probably BITCH. And the other girl was like, no, it's definitely BASTARD. And she was like, probably FUCK, all within 6 seconds. And I was like, why is this happening? And you know what is even crazier about this? You just spelled BASTARD that fast, okay? You must have been practicing it since you were 3, because you just asked me today if were has an H in it. So you don't know how to spell the difference between where and were, but you know how to spell bastard like nobody's business within 2 seconds? Wild. That's wild, okay? Now that we got done with that, I'm like, what made you guys even start to even think about doing that? Do you think I'm really okay with this? Because I'm not going to lie to you. Do I really care? No. But if we were in front of a whole bunch of people, I would care. And if your parent came to me and be like, dang, you let my kid spell curse words, well, at least they can spell something. They can spell something. I don't really care. That's the problem. I don't really care about a lot of things. You're not being disrespectful. You spelled it. You didn't say it. You had some kind of respect because you didn't say it out loud. You spelled it. And you spelled everything correctly. And here's the thing. Can you just learn how to spell where? So anyway, I didn't really know how to feel about this situation. And I'm not really even sure what I was supposed to do. So they're not going to get no conduct cuts for that. I'm not going to call their parent because they spelled bastard really fast. I don't know. Am I wrong for that? I feel like we were having a personal conversation in private when they tried to kind of tip the jar a little bit to see how far I would go. And I was like, I'm not really cool with you doing that in front of me because you know it's kind of bad. And they were like, well, one in defense was like, Ms. Rock, I really did spell it. I spelled it because I didn't want to say it in front of you, but I spelled it because I thought that would be more respectful. And honestly, I was like, it was. And so for me, what else is call your mama and say? We were having a conversation about somebody going to hell because they steal too much and they promote stealing. And then that turned into a spelling curse word contest. I don't know. Anyway. So if you hear any kids, just BASTARD. It's probably mine. But they spelled it right. Not where. God, you asked me how to spell where. You asked me how to spell where just an hour before that. Not even 20 minutes before that period of time. Okay, cool. Cool. Okay, love you guys. Sorry if you don't agree with me. I really didn't care that much. But I was just a little baffled that it was just very back and forth and very quick. And I was like, my chins hurt, They hurt. You can't do that. Okay, love you guys. Bye.